Ontarians recently celebrated Family Day, but most of us probably didn't celebrate it quite the way some folks in Kingston did. Mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and children of prison inmates experienced that holiday and much more quite differently than the rest of us. Our Eastern Ontario Hub's editor, David Rockne Corrigan, has that story, and he joins us now from our studio in Kingston. David, for the first time from the Limestone City. So welcome aboard, and how's it going?
Great, good to be here. Thanks, Steve.
Excellent. Well, you know the old joke about Kingston. Everybody's doing time there, either in a post-secondary institution or in a prison. We're going to focus on the latter, so give us the lay of the land on the prison story in Kingston.
Well, Kingston is sometimes referred to as the prison capital of Canada, and I think fairly so. There are 4 regional complexes in the greater Kingston area: Bath, Collins Bay, Millhaven, Joyceville. These are referred to as regional complexes because they house multiple institutions at the same location. So you may have a minimum security and a medium security. You may have a maximum security and what's called a regional treatment center. So that's where offenders who may have physical disabilities or physical health issues or mental health issues would be housed. So yes, Kingston has several prisons, and also it's of course home to Kingston Penitentiary, which was opened in 1835 and was closed just about 5 years ago, and as you know, housed some of Canada's most notorious criminals. So it's a big presence in the community, the corrections. Personally, I had a grandfather who worked as a guard at KP, Kingston Penitentiary, for 40 years. I had an uncle who worked in corrections. I have a cousin who works in corrections. So it's big in the community, but that's just one part of it, of course. There's a reason, Steve, why there are a lot of prisons in Kingston.
Well, let's go on to talk about why you did a piece for our website, tvo.org, on the prison situation there, and you focused in particular on how families cope when a relative goes to prison. What prompted that story?
So 25 years ago, an organization called Canadian Families and Corrections Network, CFCN, was founded in Kingston. So 25 years later, they had a celebration of sorts in Kingston, fittingly on Family Day weekend. And CFCN is a national network. So there are, groups, regional groups throughout the country, throughout the province. The John Howard Society, the Elizabeth Fry Society comes to mind. In Ottawa, there's a group called MOMS, M-O-M-S, Mothers Offering Mutual Support. But these are sort of local groups. And what CFCN is a national sort of from coast to coast. They have a toll-free number you can call. They offer services in English and French. So I attended some of these anniversary events, and I got to say it was pretty eye-opening.
Well, let's focus on the families for a second. Talk to us about the kind of stigma that some family members experience when a relative ends up in one of those institutions you just described.
So the stigma was a recurring theme, if you will, throughout these events. And, someone sees their uncle or their father or their brother or their mother go off to prison. They're going to be in isolation, the prisoner, but there's also a sort of secondary isolation, if you will, that's experienced by the families. And I'll give you an example. I spoke to a woman named Mary, and her son has been in prison for 10 years. And she says that when that happened, her friends stopped calling her. But it wasn't just her friends. Her family members, church members, started avoiding her. She told me that she was in the driveway and her neighbor saw her and, ran the other way. And that was a recurring theme, this sense of learning who your real friends are. And there's another woman, and viewers of this show may be familiar with the name Diane Champerlain. She's a Kingston author, award-winning author, and she wrote a book called This Is Not My Life, a memoir of prison, love, and other complications. Actually, she was on the agenda just a couple of years ago talking about the book.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
Yes, and for people that don't know the book, she writes about her experience falling in love with an offender, a prisoner. This is a man who was convicted of murder, second-degree murder, 25 years before they met. She was volunteering at a hot meals program, and he was on a work release, and they fell in love. And the way she describes it, she can't help who she falls in love with, but her friends stopped calling her, and she says she really learned who her real friends are. So again, that was a big part of it, is this sense of isolation that and stigma that family members of offenders feel.
What about, you reference in your piece this newfangled kind of technology, an ion scanner. What's the significance of that in the piece?
Yeah, so I had never heard of an ion scanner before, but being in this room, during one of these events, the CFCN events, the first time that ion scanner was mentioned, you could hear this audible groan in the room, several of them, and it seems to be the bane of a lot of people's existence that are visiting people in the correction system, and it's a machine that scans for traces of drugs. And, of course, we don't want drugs in our prisons. And so this is one method at some facilities that tests, people's pieces of clothing, accessories, your watch, your hat. But the way that people describe this machine to me is that it's incredibly sensitive, and it sometimes leads to false positives. So I'll give you an example. A woman that I spoke to named Anne, she's been visiting her son over the years in prison, and she's had several run-ins, if you will, with the ion scanner. She says, she's tested positive for fentanyl, for heroin, and, she says she's never used these drugs. And it sounds like, it could be as simple as, you leave your wallet on a counter, and the person who had left their wallet there before may have come in contact with drugs, and then all of a sudden you're at the prison and you get tested positive. So what can happen sometimes is they'll pull you aside and interview you, and it may be that visit that you've come for today. In Anne's case, she was visiting. She brought her grandson with her to visit, and they were told to have a closed visit, which means there's going to be glass in between. In some cases you may not get to visit at all. So for Anne, bringing her grandson and finding out that she had to do a visit behind the glass, her grandson says, "Oh, I don't get to hug Daddy today," and it broke Anne's heart. So Anne actually, she's affiliated with the Moms group in Ottawa that I mentioned. She and this group actually filed a petition with the federal parliament to do a review of ion scanners, and actually it is happening. It was determined last year that they would go forward with a review. They were told that a report would come out in January. It still hasn't come out yet, so we're waiting on that. But ion scanners were definitely a thorn in a lot of people's sides.
David, I got a minute left, and let's just follow up and finish on that angle you just raised. There can't be too many things in life that are tougher for a kid than having a parent who's behind bars. How do the families deal with all of that?
Yeah, it was something that, I got to admit, I got a bit teary-eyed hearing some of these stories. I think for children, depending on the age, if they're really young, they may not fully understand what's going on, and it can be traumatic. And, of course, if you're a teenager, we know how kids can be sometimes. If the other kids on the schoolyard find out that, Johnny's dad's in prison, kids can get bullied. So it's a particular challenge for children. But what's so great about groups like CFCN and other support groups is this real focus on children and knowing how important it is, not just for the offender, for the family, but also for the community, to be building these relationships and forging these relationships. I just want to quickly, before I say goodnight to you, plug a great TVO documentary called How to Prepare for Prison. I link out to it in my article if people are interested. It follows 3 people over the course of 3 years who are about to be imprisoned and what it can do to them, to their psyche, as well as their families. So I'll leave it there, but it was really an eye-opening experience to hear some of these stories.
I'm glad you plugged that documentary because I've seen it and it is terrific. David Rockne Corrigan, we thank you for making your debut with us here tonight on TVO from our Eastern Ontario Hub Studios, and we'll see you again soon, okay?
It was a pleasure. Thanks, Steve.
The Agenda with Steve Bacon is brought to you by the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario, helping businesses stay on the right side of change with strategic thinking, insightful decisions, and business leadership. Are you on the right side of change? Ask an Ontario CPA.